All right, welcome back, guys. You'll see that I have most of my text block sewn, okay? So I'm going to take you through the steps to kind of finish it off. So the first thing is I have just placed a signature down, okay, that I will sew with my salmon thread. This signature that I've placed down is going to be my next to last signature, okay? So I'm going to take you through the steps of finishing off starting from the next to last signature. So I am on my salmon colored thread. I will take that and I will repeat the pattern I have been doing throughout of linking that thread in. There's a lot of needles happening, and I'm going to take that needle diagonally across and place it through hole B of this next to last signature. Okay, I'm going to take my other salmon colored thread and link it in. Move my blue thread out of the way and bring it across diagonally and push it through hole A of my next to last signature. And I will pull those tight, and just as we typically do in the inside, I will cross over. Okay, so the thread that came into hole B is going to be brought out hole A, and the thread and needle that came through hole A is going to be pulled out hole B. Okay, and I will make sure those are pulled tight. Okay, after I do that, I'm going to do something a little different. Okay, so I'm going to take this thread and needle that is coming out hole A, and I am going to link it down underneath, kind of two down. Okay, so I am leaving a spacing for that blue. And after I do that, I'm going to go back in to hole. Don't want to come back into hole A. I'm going to repeat that with B. So I'm going to take that B and I'm going to slide it 2 signatures down. You'll notice that I'm sliding it under the signature that has the salmon coming out of. And then I am going to bring it back in to that hole. So I'm linking it down basically once more, sliding it back in. Okay. And then on the inside, I am going to tie those threads off. Okay, so I'll create a little loop, and I will do the same over here. Bring it under, the needle through, and I'm going to tie them off. And I will trim those threads and needles off in a minute. Okay, I'm going to repeat that process over here so you can see it one more time. I'm going to take that salmon color thread at hole D, and I'm going to repeat the process that I've been doing normally first. Okay, so it will link down and under, cross over diagonally and through hole E into the new signature it will go. I'm going to take the salmon colored thread and needle and do just what I have been doing, linking it under, crossing over diagonally, pulling, and then I will alternate their locations on the inside. So the thread that came through hole D is going to go out hole E. I am about to create a bad knot. There we go. And that thread that came in from hole E is going to pass out. So they just switch spots, and you're going to pull them to make sure that they're tight. And then we're going to do something different, and this is because it's the next to last signature. So I'm going to slide that salmon colored thread 2 down, so you'll notice that it's sliding under the signature prior that had salmon colored thread, or whatever color thread you're using, and then it will go back inside to hole D. I will repeat that over here. So I'm going to take this needle, I'm going to link it down. You'll notice that it's sliding in between or underneath the signature. I'm going to make sure I don't knot this blue down, okay? That had the salmon color as well, and it will go back into that hole that it came out of, okay? And on the inside, I will tie it down. And I am going to trim those later, okay? So I'm going to take my last signature, line it up, open it to the center, and just like previously, I'll place a weight on the inside in order to hold it in place. I'm going to take my blue thread, and just like I have been doing, I'm going to link it down and then push that into hole B. So that stays kind of with the pattern we've been doing. I'll repeat over here. So remember, you're sliding this in between that signature right above where you're alternating color crossed over, okay? So that pattern has not changed. I will bring that in, okay? You'll see those 2 diagonals as always. Inside, I'm going to do the crossover just like we have been doing. The thread coming into hole B will go out hole A, and vice versa. The thread coming in hole A will go out hole B. So that pattern is going to stay relatively the same. We'll do that again over here. So remember, this is our very last signature that I'm going to add before I add my board. I have an even number of signatures, which allows me to kind of finish off and do my board tie-ons with the same color I started with. And I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to pull those nice and tight. And I'm going to alternate them on the inside. I'm going to pull that tight as well.